Hello there, and thank you for tuning into another episode of the Farr Show, where I am Damian Farry. And once again, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my show. Tonight we're talking about James Bond. That's why I'm actually wearing the nicer clothing. I don't have a suit or a tux, so I thought, let's wear this nice red Under Armour thingy. I don't know what you want to call it. I call it a golf sweatshirt. But that's not important. I feel I look good. So, let's start talking here, where we're talking about James Bond, where we're talking about the Daniel Craig movies, because I haven't really seen any of the other ones. Sorry, but I plan on seeing them in the future. James Bond has actually become one of my favorite series. It's like Marvel Cinematic Universe and Star Wars are top two. Rocky is in there, obviously, and then James Bond. So, James Bond, we're talking about the Daniel Craig movies. I have seen GoldenEye. I don't remember it that well because I only saw it because of the game. The game is great. If you've not played the game, go play the game. So, we're talking Casino Royale, where this is the best Bond movie that I have seen. I will say that right away. Casino Royale is a masterpiece. The parkour scene at the beginning, him having to go defibrillate his heart. Pronunciation is bad, but that's not important. It's a great movie all around. I just love this movie. Like, I would say this is the Bond movie to start with, if you were to see any of them. Then Quantum of Solace, where it drops hard. Where it goes from an FARR to an F. This movie is not great. I mean, I don't remember any of it. The only reason I'm talking about it is because I'm talking about all the other Daniel Craig James Bond movies. So let's skip right away to Skyfall, where this is an FAR. I just love this movie. The rogue agent type of a thing really got me. I liked all the acting from the cast. I liked how he seemed out of it, being James Bond, because he hasn't been James Bond in a while. So I thought that was great. Personally, I would recommend this movie. Do I know the plot, really? You know, rogue agent. That's pretty much all I remember. I thought it was great. And then finally, Spectre. This is another one of those movies where I'm like, it's good, but it's nowhere near as good. It's an FA. Where it's good, like I said, but it could definitely be better. So, Spectre is one that I just remember because Dave Bautista's in it. And there's a nice car chase, but other than that, I don't remember much of it. So I'm just going to continue talking about Bond 25, which is coming out in 2020. It's a long way away. Daniel Craig is still James Bond, so that's always a positive in my mind. But they're talking about the future already of what James Bond could be. So these are the two candidates that I think would be great for James Bond. Personally, I think Henry Cavill would be perfect. He was in the running at one point already to be James Bond. I think he'd be a great James Bond. So Sony, whoever's making James Bond movies at this point, it'll probably be right there. Henry Cavill's a good idea. Or even Idris Elba. He was in the talks for a while when Sony had that email hack. I think he'd make a great James Bond also. Those are my two picks, personally. So, what do you think about the James Bond movies? Tell me in the comments below. What's your favorite James Bond movie? Tell me below also. And one more thing. Who do you think would make a great James Bond? Please tell me in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell icon to stay notified. And have a far off night.